Hello everyone! Napyangagidam din ang amin, siyak ni Renz, and this is my tribe. So this time I greeted you both in Ilocano and Isnag. The Isnag part, napyangagidam din ang amin means good evening to everyone. So I don't know what time of the day you're really watching this, but yes, that's one way to greet people. So I think we're gonna do that once in a while. I'm going to teach you simple vocabularies from the different languages here in the Cordilleras, and you can also do the same in the comment section. You can teach me simple vocabularies in your local language or vernacular, so we could learn from each other. So I like what we're doing here in this channel. You get to learn from me when you watch the videos and hear about my opinion or my simple input in the videos, and I get to learn from you as well when I read your comments or during our interaction in the comment section. So it's like a two-way ticket. It's a two-way learning process, which I think that's make this a genuine community. I've read your comments in the avocado reaction video. I was so surprised that you blew up the comment section with your suggestion, with your recommendation. So today, I am excited as well as nervous because you've been going on about this, about the ALAMAT Kasmala music video. I haven't heard the song yet, and I haven't watched the music video, but from what I gather from your comments, this is a historically themed music video, so I'm curious and excited to find out what it is all about. Oh, and yes, I remember you mentioned that Taneo, that's his name? Taneo, yes. And I checked their profile, his code name is Gatok. Ah, okay. So, hi Taneo! Actually, I just came back from a short trip to Kalinga. I went to Bugnay, in Layan, Kalinga, just the hometown of the Cordillera hero, Makliing Dulan. Maybe I'll share a simple vlog from that short trip. And do you remember from the previous reaction video how they are dressed with this indigenous textile accent on their clothes? Well, you know what's better? I want to match with their outfits, so I'm gonna be wearing the traditional wraparound skirt. In Ifugao, we call this tolge. And we have the belt to secure it around the waist. This is called balko. And of course, accessories. We have necklaces and headwear. See you in a flash.
Wow!
Hello. Okay, I'm back. Okay. So now that we have everything on, I have my tapis, you can see. Let me show you. It's here. Yeah, so that's what it is. I just paired up with this dark blouse. But yes, I have the skirt on, our accessories. Of course, the bracelet from last time. Okay. I think we're all set. Let's get on with this reaction video. I think this is Taneo with this G-string. I can't see the patterns clearly on the G-string to see which province is from. What? Oh, I thought this was the original poster. Yeah, it's a reconstructed one. It's them in the poster. Okay. I see what you mean now. Now I see why. I see why you wanted me so much to react to this. When you said Philippine history in the comments, yeah, I know I'm very much aware that we went through some tough times during the colonial era. But the St. Louis exposition? It's a part of our history that leaves such a bitter taste up to this time. Okay, I see what you mean. I watched this vlog of Alamat where Jao was asked, what is Alamat to you? And then he said, Alamat to me is an advocacy. And I think he's not lying. He's not lying. Let's see. Let's see how this music video unfolds. This time, I'll make sure to handle my emotions better. costumes are always so elaborate. Okay. Their attire are all traditional attire.
Walang biro ang ganda ng hubog ko. Di ka takat pa na nahulog ko. Handa akong sunda ka sa masulog ko. Sa aking pamatugat ang ating mundo. Ikaw ba lakas na dating mo sa akin? Natutulong ang di ko akalain. Puso'y bumubugso. Ka na nang iwag na dinudulot mo. Alam mo bang sa'yo yung mahanga? Ganda mula ulo hanggang paa. Pwede bang makisuyo?
Okay. So of course their singing and their rapping is always so great, sounds so really great. But I like Thomas' voice, I think. But as for the music video, yes, every time, so they started from this pre-colonial era. They started from that, and every time these white clothed figures appear, there's a certain change or shift in the theme of the music video. So I'm thinking that the white people is the representation of the foreign influence into our culture. Every time they appear, so after from Tanea's shot about him being tied up, when the white person appeared, we started with the camera. There was the introduction of the camera, and then after that there was this person in the shower or something, and then the costume or the wardrobe changed. And now this time, in this particular shot, when again, there's the white dressed person, and there's the introduction of the alphabet now. Okay, I like it so far. Wow! I think this is a well-researched music video. What is Marahulyo?
Kasmala, talagang kakaiba. Nabiasa ang ganda. Para bang mundo'y huminto ng dahil sa'yo. Kasmala, talagang.
Look at it. You see this? You see this? This is an exact representation of what happened during the St. Louis Exposition or the Human Zoos in Coney Island. So the ALAMAT members are in this enclosure where they are dancing, performing, and there are these white dressed people, I think the spectators, gawking at them, watching them, taking videos of them. So that's what happened with the human zoos in the early 1900s. It's not just the Igorots from the Philippines, there were also other indigenous peoples, and there were also pygmies and even the Native Americans. I remember there was this Japanese person with with an unusual condition wherein he grows so much hair on his body, and so he was presented in the human zoo as like the missing link in Darwin's theory of evolution. And for the indigenous peoples or the tribal people, they were put into this enclosures where they set up small villages to make it appear like they're in their natural habitat, but the natural habitat of indigenous peoples or the Igorots is a tropical country in the Philippines, and you know how it could get so cold in the US. And so from historical accounts, some of them have died from diseases or sickness. This particular shot caught my attention because I have this image that comes to mind whenever I think of the St. Louis Exposition. This group of Igorots or indigenous peoples huddled together in a circle. And then there was another shot of this little girl in the exhibition. She was being gawked at. She was sitting, and how terrifying it must have been to be subjected to such humiliation, to be considered as like display objects, not be treated as human beings, but like how you'd see the caged animals in a zoo. These discriminations, derogatory terms, and the hate and the hatred and the division between the minority of the Filipinos and the majority Filipinos is a consequence of colonialism. We didn't start off hating each other. We traded with each other pre-colonial times. It's only after the Spaniards came, when they weren't able to subjugate the indigenous peoples, what we call the indigenous peoples now, or the minorities. It's only when they weren't able to subjugate us that they started spreading these discrimination on those people who resisted their invasion. Props to ALAMAT for making such a very insightful and artistic music video. Okay, yeah, so now we are being close. They're doing it again, just singing different languages, right? I can't identify the language though. Anay, what are you doing? What is he doing on the ground? And sorry, that could have been a really sexy shot, but then it was spoiled by this white thing curling all over him. That made it look comical. So they're like my hometown bodies now. Okay, ALAMAT. It's now in the modern times, shifting to the modern times, contemporary. Oh! Okay. Hold on. Look at that. Yes, smash that. Okay. So I see where the shift started here when I think it started in that that part where they were with the holding the harness. I think that's when it started to represent people or the Filipinos standing up to injustices and racism and all these unfair treatments to us. So yes, it represents us taking back the stage, reclaiming who we are, and reclaiming the narrative about who we are and our talents, our abilities. So this time, those who were calling us little brown monkeys, no Filipinos, dog eaters, or things. The people in the white coat or white suits, they are kept out from the room. So now they are banging on the glass, trying to enter, but then no, they are kept out of it. Very nice visual analogy, visual representation. Here it is. And you see how, even in that first shot, opening shot, when Taneo was like tied up, so there are also other members who were tied up with these long shackles or ropes. But even when they're tied up, they are struggling or pulling against the restraints. So it's a representation of our resistance, because our history is exactly that. Our history is a chronicle of resistance against invasion, resistance against injustices, and at present, it's resistance against the exploitation of the natural resources in our territories, not only for indigenous peoples in the Philippines, but all over the world. We have this shared experience. So yes, wow! So they were able to create this artistic music video with so much substance. So somehow they were able to fit in all of these information, all of these creative concepts, all of these details into the video, which makes it so substantial, so inclusive yet diverse and informative as well. So it's not just actually a music video, it's also It's an entire history lesson. It's a saga. Alamat is the real Kasmala. Lakas tama ako. Lakas tama ako dun sa mga historical references. Very smart of them. This one hits stronger this time because, like I mentioned, I just came back from a short trip to Kalinga wherein I had the chance to visit Macleing Dulag's gravesite. And so, you know, he was one of our Cordillera heroes who fought against development aggression back in the 70s and 80s. They're one of the people or one of our elders or ancestors that we look up to because they're the ones who dared to stand up and fight for our lands, for our homes, for our culture and territories. And so people like me at this time in this generation can have something to call our own language, our own culture. People like me at this time can claim to be Igorot, can claim an identity because those in the past, our elders, were so brave to stand up and fight against invasion. They didn't let our heritage be wiped out by the colonial influence. And don't get me wrong, you might think I'm biased because I am Igorot, but I think all of us are indigenous to some place. It's just a matter of reconnecting to our roots, rediscovering our identities, our languages, our lost languages, practices, and culture. Yes, I hope Alamat would continue with this advocacy. It's admirable. And so there, I think I need to take some time to let the pain from my throat fade. Thank you so much for the recommendation. It really was a very nice video. It's a delightful music video to watch, and of course it's top-notch talent, top-notch dancing and singing from the Alamat. I'm sure the Magiliw are so proud of them. I'm a Magiliw now too. I'm an 18, but I can be a Magiliw, right? I can be a Magiliw, a Vixie, an 18, or whatever, as long as it's not a crime. I am open to supporting all groups, all artists, as long as they're not doing anything criminal, or as long as they're not spreading fake news or whatever. So yes, thank you so much for joining me and for recommending this video. Keep those recommendations coming, and I hope to learn more from you as much as I'd want to share more with you in the next videos. Don't forget to subscribe to my tribe, and I'll see you in the next one.